So let's start with properties of modulus. Modulus is also sometimes called absolute value. Okay, so they both mean the same. So let's see what is modulus in the first place. Modulus is expressed like this, modulus of x. Now modulus of x is either going to be minus x if x is less than 0. It is going to be x if x is greater than or equal to 0. So let's take some example. Let's say I'm looking for modulus of 6. So what is the value of modulus of 6? 6 itself. So I see modulus of 6 is the same value as 6. However, if I take modulus of minus 6, then I'm going to get 6, which is actually the value that I have here multiplied by minus 1. Right. So if what I have here, that is my x, if my x is positive, you will find the same value as the value for modulus of x. If my x is negative, you will notice that minus of this value is the modulus of x. So that's what we are seeing here. This is a basic definition of modulus. Modulus can also be thought of as distance. We will discuss about how modulus can be considered as distance as well as we go forward. But this is the pure mathematical definition of modulus. Okay, now we got to be very clear with this because we'll be using this multiple times today in solving problems. Okay, so the meaning of modulus has to be extremely clear. Whenever what is inside the two lines is positive, you write the same value as it is, or it could even be equal to 0. So notice this, if it is positive or equal to 0, whatever you have inside, then the same value is the value for modulus of that. But what you have inside is negative, like we have here, then you have to take the negative of that value, which makes it positive. So mainly modulus can never be negative. That's the basic idea. Modulus of any value has to be positive or equal to 0. Now we are going to see certain properties of modulus, starting with the most basic, which is modulus of x has to be greater than or equal to 0. So modulus of something can never be negative. The lowest value that modulus of something can take is 0. Okay, so modulus of something has to be 0 or more than 0. It can never become negative. Next, because modulus can never become negative, the negative of modulus can never become positive, because modulus is definitely going to be positive or equal to 0. So if I'm going to multiply a positive number or a number that is equal to 0 by minus, I can never get a positive value. I will either get a negative value or I'll get 0. This will be 0 only if the whole thing is equal to 0. Okay, so modulus is always greater than or equal to 0. Negative of modulus is always less than or equal to 0. Modulus of x plus y will always be less than or equal to modulus of x plus modulus of y. Now, if my x and y have the same sign, okay, let's take some example for this case. Let's say we have got 4 and 5. So I could take modulus of 4 plus 5, that will be equal to 9. I could also take modulus of 4 plus modulus of 5, that will be equal to 4 plus 5, that will also be equal to 9. Now I took two numbers of positive sign. Let me take two numbers of negative sign. So if I take two numbers of negative sign, let's say it's minus 4 plus minus 5 modulus. That will become modulus of minus 9, which will be equal to 9. And if I take modulus of minus 4 plus modulus of minus 5, that will again lead me to 4 plus 5, 9. So we're seeing two examples here. This is example number 1, where I am taking 4 and 5, both are positive numbers. My left hand side is equal to 9. My right hand side is also equal to 9. In the next case, I am taking two negative numbers, minus 4 and minus 5. My left hand side is equal to 9. My right hand side is also equal to 9. So we can conclude that as long as x and y are of the same sign, the left hand side will be equal to the right hand side. But if they are of opposite signs, then the left hand side will be less than the right hand side. Now the next one is also similar to what we have seen earlier. Modulus of modulus x minus modulus y will be less than or equal to modulus of x minus y. We will be using some of them while solving questions. So I'm going to go forward here. Modulus of x into modulus of y can be written as modulus of x into y. Okay, so as far as multiplication is concerned, you can take the values inside or you can take them outside and separate them as two modulus also. That's a valid operation. Same thing applies for division as well. So if you're dividing x by y and then applying modulus, it is same as applying modulus and then dividing. So what applies for multiplication is also applicable for division, provided your y is not equal to 0. So coming to the 7th point, modulus of x square is equal to x square. The x square is an operation which strips off the sign and keeps only the magnitude, right? And modulus is also one such operation. So you can do this. Modulus of x square will be equal to x square. We will be using this in some of the instances while solving questions.